Good morning, my friends. Welcome to Recovery with Patrick. I'm glad you're with us this morning. So I want to tell a story about grief and loss. I just did a video on grief and loss, personal story, and this is going to be a little bit longer. So there is a woman, we used to date. We knew each other about 30 years ago, kind of stayed in touch. And about a year ago, her son decided he didn't have insurance. All the detox centers around here had closed. A couple of inpatients, at least in my area where I'm at, you have to drive 3 to 4 hours. If you don't have a car, even if you have a car, trying to go to detox is very difficult. ERs won't take folks anymore, even with alcohol, which will kill you. Withdrawing, they load them up, liberate them, and send them out because they just don't have the capacity, or they're not really set up for it the way a detox center is. I'm not trying to slam ERs at all. Please don't take that the wrong way. So this young man decided he was going to kick heroin at home. I got a call. Obviously, my mother is very concerned. And I've known this young man, or I knew him from the time he was 5 years old. And I can never talk about him without telling the story. And so he was at the table. He's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old, and he's coloring. And I said, "You're doing a great job. How do you stay within the lines coloring like that?" And he looked at me like I was simple, right? Like I'd taken too many sharp blows to the head. And he goes, "You got to trace first. You didn't know that?" Right? And I've always remembered that story. It's so damn cute. And it was kind of speaks to who he was, even as a little boy. And he was a good man, good brother, good son. But he had this problem, right? So I sat with him for a week. And I've done this personally and professionally a number of times with people kicking. And I don't know if any of you watching this have ever sat with somebody who's gone through the 4 weeks of physical hell. But he walked into it, and he knew what he was walking into. And he got through the 4 days. Probably the second and a half day was the worst. About 8-9 hours that night of moaning. So he got through it. The other thing that's for folks that don't know, haven't been through this, haven't been around it. Oftentimes you're going from both ends. Oftentimes at the same time. It's difficult, it's challenging, it's unpleasant. But he showed a lot of courage and a lot of heart. And he got through it. Unfortunately, 2 months later, I was attending his funeral. So why am I telling this story? At least in my neighborhood, my area, the inpatient facilities have closed. The detox centers have closed. And more cuts are coming. And so my call is to the recovery community. We kind of need to start taking care of each other and doing this the old-timey way, right? The best that we can. Get help when you can. But more than ever, we need to support and help one another. I'm not asking anybody to be a medical professional. I'm not asking anybody to have somebody detox because it's dangerous. Always get medical help. Always. Don't ever try to do this on your own. But the aftercare, right? We need to support one another. Young folks who don't have insurance, for whatever reason, right? Medicaid's getting cut right now. So this is kind of my call to the recovery community. Let's love, help, and support one another and hold one another up. And I wrote a piece right after he passed, and I posted it on my social media page. And I said, not one and more. I'm not going to say the word here so this video can get out, but not one and more. And I know that's a dream. It's still going to happen. But those of us in recovery, we need to be more active in aftercare and helping, bringing folks to meetings, taking folks to meetings, supporting, loving one another. Because in the end, really, that's all we have is one another. And there's a mother and a young brother will never be able to hug their son or their brother again. And I'll never get to hear his smart-ass comments again, right? So let's support and love one another like there's no tomorrow, because there might not be, right? And we're all we've got. Nobody else is going to know what this is like except us who have been through it, and us who have suffered and know what pain is and know what loss is. So let's hold each other up when those that we love can't do it themselves. All my best, my friends. And you be good to you, because it matters and it's important. Let us know how we can help, genuinely. Not one, and more, okay? Love you all, and I'll talk to you soon.